Draft day is finally here and coming up on today's Philadelphia Eagles. Now, all of the latest intel, buzz, rumors, speculation going into tonight's 2024 NFL Draft. Here's what we have coming up on the docket. Howie Roseman is working the phones as Philadelphia looking to trade up. But for what position? A cornerback, offensive lineman, wide receiver, maybe even edge rusher. Nobody knows what Howie is doing as he's keeping his cards close to his vest. Also going to take a look at my Philadelphia Eagles big board, my top prospects at all of these different positions, and players who I think Philadelphia could look to draft tonight. And according to Howard SZN, Philadelphia working on an A.J. Brown contract extension. More details on that coming up here just around the corner. First, we will be live tonight an hour and a half before the start of the draft, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. 3:30 for those of you rocking with us from the West Coast. We'll be live all 3 days, every round, every pick. Can't wait to see you all there. It'll be the best place to be outside of being at the actual draft with deep dive analysis on all of these players drafted and selected by Philadelphia and other teams, but also super chat giveaways, audience interaction. We do so much work in the lead up to the draft, and now it all comes to fruition. Welcome into the show. I'm Chase Senior. This is Philadelphia Eagles Now by Chat Sports, and no matter where you are, how you're tuned in, we thank you so much for making our draft day coverage a part of your day. I'm sorry, I got to do it. Draft day. Johnny Manziel. Today's Eagles Now, sponsored by your own, by the way. If you're looking to add to your wardrobe, switch up your wardrobe, get swagged up, get swagged out, make sure you do it with the best menswear in the game. Comfortable, breathable, stretchable, durable. You'll look good and you'll feel good with Roan. And the best part about this for the Bird Gang, 20% off when you use the code ChatSports. Whoever the Eagles draft in the first round, whoever the Eagles select throughout all 7 rounds with their 8 picks as of right now, they're going to be looking fresh because you got to take that draft photo, put it on Instagram, whether they're attending the draft or not. And I can guarantee you, a lot of these draft prospects going to be wearing some Roan gear. I'm wearing some Roan gear today. The commuter shirt is phenomenal. You can get a long sleeve like this. You can get a golf polo. You've seen me wear that here on the show. Or you can get pants, shorts, whatever you want. Roan has you covered. Your corner office comfort. You can take it to the golf course, host shows here at Chat Sports or on YouTube. If you're a content creator or you're trying to look flashy for a date or a night out with some friends. Roan.com/chatsports. Use the code ChatSports, 20% off your order. We'll put that link down in the show notes and in the description of this video. So a lot of Eagles buzz going into the 2024 NFL Draft, and Howie Roseman working the phones, getting aggressive, trying to trade up. According to Dianna Russini, Howie Roseman might be trying to matriculate up the draft board for a cornerback in the first round. Of note, that is a weakness on this roster for sure, but Philadelphia has not drafted a corner in the first round since Lito Shepherd back in 2002, and obviously Howie Roseman at the helm as the Eagles general manager has never drafted a corner in the first round either. And I love how Dianna Russini put this, quote, "Be ready for Houdini Howie." A league source said the Eagles have called to move up from number 22. Howie Roseman is on the hunt for a cornerback. According to NFL insider Jordan Schultz, who recently has been the anchor on Colin Cowherd's radio program, The Herd, he reported just moments ago here on this beautiful Thursday, quote, "Just got off the phone with the general manager who says the Eagles are calling everyone it feels like trying to move up. They're one of the more aggressive teams." And I've said this a couple of times here on the show, but I'll repeat it for some of the new ones who are about to become real ones, especially if you hit that subscribe button for year-round and daily coverage of the Eagles. Howie Roseman is doing Howie Roseman things. He operates at one speed, and it's always at 100 miles per hour trying to improve this football club. And more so maybe than any other time on the calendar year, during the NFL Draft, Howie's season, or as Dianna Russini put it, Houdini Howie, is in full effect. And I appreciate the head of football ops of an organization being aggressive, always trying to improve the roster, always trying to make moves to put this team in a position to be successful, to reap the fruits of all of the hard work that they put in, to try to just get the best players on this Philadelphia Eagles roster. As a fan, that's the only thing that you can ask for. An owner and a general manager who cares. Can't say the same thing about the Dallas Cowboys, plus the Cowboys are delusional. As for my Philadelphia Eagles big board and the players that I think Philadelphia is going to try to target tonight, and some people might say, Chase, you just listed 14 players. Yeah, I listed 14 players, but a lot is going to be decided on how many quarterbacks go, which players get plucked off the board, what teams trade up, what teams trade back. And of note here, the list of players that I'm about to talk about, the Philadelphia Eagles have met with more than half of these prospects for their top 30 visits. At the offensive line spot, Troy Fuatanu out of Washington, Taliese Fuaga out of Oregon State, Amarius Mims, Tyler Guyton, Graham Barton. Those are the offensive linemen that I think Philadelphia really, really likes here in the pre-draft process. At cornerback, Terrion Arnold, Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper Dejean, Nate Wiggins, Kool-Aid McKinstry. I'm pretty sure that Philadelphia met with all 5 of those cornerbacks because Quinyon Mitchell confirmed today from Detroit to NBC Sports Philadelphia, John Clark of NBC Sports Philadelphia, I guess, makes a little bit more sense, that he did meet with the Philadelphia Eagles in the pre-draft process. I would go Quinyon Mitchell, Kool-Aid McKinstry, Terrion Arnold, Cooper Dejean, Nate Wiggins, all in order there. But if Philadelphia comes away with any of those 5 players in Vic Fangio's defense, they're all a little bit different, I would be elated at those selections. At edge, 2 players I think are in play here. Laiatu Latu out of UCLA, and then Chop Robinson out of Penn State. They have the traits that I think Philadelphia really covets in an edge rusher. And then wide receiver is certainly a wild card. According to some ESPN NFL insiders, Philadelphia could move up for a wide receiver. That would surprise me a little bit. I think it would surprise other people a lot, but I think wide receiver 3 is an underrated need on this team because you already have A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. Wide receiver 3, though, you're cool with Devontae Parker or Paris Campbell as your number 3. I'm trying to get another really talented wideout to add to an offensive arsenal that has those aforementioned wide receivers, Dallas Goedert, Saquon Barkley, this offensive line, and you just make your investment in Jalen Hurts look even better by surrounding him with as many weapons as possible. So those are the players that I'm kind of looking at. As for those wide receivers, I got to pass those names along. Xavier Worthy, can you imagine him in the slot next to Smitty and A.J. Brown? Adonai Mitchell, who's 6'2", runs a 4.4, everything to his route tree. And then you might have to move up to take him, but Brian Thomas out of LSU is a dog. As for another wide receiver, A.J. Brown, according to Howard SZN, 94 WIP, sideline reporter for the Eagles broadcasts on 94 WIP, the flagship station, always tapped in to what the Eagles are doing, even though Kyle Neubeck on PHLY just sent some haymakers his way, going on a rant about Howard SZN in talking about the Philadelphia 76ers. But when it comes to the Eagles, SZN definitely has some sources. I mean, shoot, the Eagles gave him a Super Bowl ring. He said that the Eagles are working behind the scenes on an A.J. Brown contract extension. That might put an end to all the speculation that A.J. Brown wants out. Here's what SZN had to say this morning. I have kind of heard different things that whether it is a preliminary discussion or discussions, they are thinking about a new contract for A.J. Brown. Not trading A.J. Brown. They're thinking about an extension for A.J. Brown. They've already started some conversation with A.J. Brown's agent about a new deal. Now, you think about the wide receiver spot for Philadelphia here. They signed Devontae Smith to that contract extension. He's making $25 million per year, average annual value. Players do care about that because it stacks them up with some of their peers as far as the price tag that they're trying to beat. A.J. Brown's making $25 million. Now, he has 2 years left on his contract that he signed upon getting traded to Philadelphia on draft night a couple of years ago because he signed a 4-year, $100 million deal. But what that could effectively do, make him calm down a little bit. You keep that wide receiver tandem together of A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, but then by giving him an extension, you free up a lot of money going into the future. And speaking of the future, Next offseason, Philadelphia could have $30 to $40 million in cap space already because Howie Houdini is in full effect when it comes to the salary cap. So as far as an A.J. Brown contract extension goes, it makes sense for those reasons, but also keeping a special player around. First 2 years in Philadelphia, in the first 2 years of that 4-year deal, he's had arguably the most productive back-to-back seasons among any wide receiver in the history of this organization. You do not get rid of special, you keep special players happy, and sometimes you deal with the intensity, the competitive fire that we see from A.J. Brown. And when you're that good, I'm willing to deal with some sideline antics. Keep the man happy. Be sure to turn on your notifications. The live stream link for our draft coverage tonight, the video is already scheduled, so you can bookmark that right now. And when you hit that bell icon, when we push out a video like this, when we go live, you'll be notified. We'll see you tonight for the NFL draft. I cannot wait.